back, and thank you so much indeed for staying with us here on Morning Live as we continue with our rolling broadcast of the ANC's National Elective Conference. And Leanne made mention of Zizi Kodwa's tweet earlier this morning. Well, he sent through a tweet at around 2 a.m. this morning saying that he's casting his vote for Comrade Ramaphosa for ANC president. So whatever happens, I trust he will restore confidence and inspire hope. It's early hours, but it's worth the waiting. All right, well, there you have it. Let's just take you back to Nasrec. That is where Leanne and Peter and Dora are this morning. Lee and Peter, someone on social media puts it very nicely to say, currently the ANC is in labor. It's a matter of waiting and see if it's a boy or a gal.
That's a very good point, actually. In fact, you know what? It may surprise, and you might have twin girls. You have no idea what could happen here, or twin boys.
You don't know. It's one of those moments where it's just so unpredictable, and everybody's talking about the unpredictability of this moment, because you can guess, you can look at the different numbers, and you can say, okay, well, these votes are going to, and this one's going to vote for that, and that. Nobody knows anything, because at this point in time, whatever a delegate feels when he's inside or she's inside that voting booth is where the vote is going to go. So you cannot tell anything at this time, whether it's a girl or a boy. It's one of those surprises. We don't know. We don't know. Let's talk to our guests now. So, Peter, we've got two great experts with us in studio.
Yes, indeed. A very good morning to you. Ongama and Radesh, thank you very much for joining us. And I know that you've been watching this story for quite a while now, even since before it came out. And it's been quite an incredible weekend. You know, Ongama, you were surprised as many of us. It began with this great news about the students. Then the NEC met, and then they decided, hang on, we have to make a decision about the court cases. Then the actual political report happened 6 hours later than planned. Then the elections were on and they were not on. But they've been voting overnight. So we're at a point now where we're perhaps some hours away of deciding a top six. But clearly, we still don't know. Even by looking at the branch nominations, we have no clue, except that a few people have fallen off the radar. Does that tell us anything, that Zweli threw in the towel, that Nomvula declined a nomination? Does that tell us anything? Let's start with Yungam.
Well, I'd like to weigh in on that discussion earlier on that you were having about the decision-making process. So the ANC has designed the process such that branches have got the power. So we've had branch nominations, and if that was all, we should be saying Cyril Ramaphosa should win, because the nominations represent the aggregated preference of the branches of the ANC throughout the country. But it is subject to now suddenly Colin Maine conscience. Yeah. So people now must be vote according to conscience rather than the aggregated, consolidated interest of the branches, which is groups of majorities of the ANC. So that's very interesting for me.
Right.
Let's update quickly on the where we're at right now, because you were speaking about the process up to get to this, and I know, Ranesh, this is where you sort of come in with your numbers. And I'm having a look at a tweet that you sent out a bit earlier. So far as we stand, 5 provinces have cast their votes, which is the Free State, the Western Cape, and Mpumalanga, Northern Cape, Northwest. Still to go, KZN, Eastern Cape, Gauteng, and Limpopo. But those are very big provinces, and a number of votes coming in there. So we still got a very long way to go.
It's going to be a very, very long day for all of us. You know, we left the building last night, I think just after 9 o'clock. We expected things to come to a stall, but obviously that did not happen. We had the SG's report being presented, and then provinces started voting just after midnight. The first province to have gone in was the Free State, followed by the Western Cape. Mpumalanga went in around 2:30, 2:35, then Northwest. Northwest was the other one. And very interestingly, as Ongama and I were making our way to Nasrec this morning, 2 buses packed with ANC delegates, just came in front of the hotel, and we looked, and I took pictures and I tweeted because these guys looked so tired. And I'm wondering if they voted, what about the other policy discussions that are supposed to happen at conference? They're not going to be present there. But again, about the numbers, those 5 provinces, they add up to around 42%, 1,832. Still to vote, 58%, or 2,494. But remember, also to vote are the leagues. We've got the youth
I want to
league.
ask you about that.
The leagues, the ANC Youth League, the Women's League, 60 apiece. Then we've got the Veterans League, it's about 55. Then we've got the NEC, it's about 86. Then the PECs, last time I checked, it was around 189, excluding Free State and KZN. So apart from that 58%, still we got to consider leadership of the party too.
So it's still a long day ahead of us. I mean, some people were predicting around about lunchtime the results out. But then again, we haven't even factored in the counting process. And this is a manual counting system, which a lot of people are still not happy about, because there's been this talk about, guys, let's move forward now. You know, enough. We're living in a digital world, and yet you still want to sit there and count 1, 2, 3, 4. I suppose they do. But I mean, how long does a counting process take?
Well, remember, Leanne, back in 2007, Polokwane, the stakes, like 10 years later, like today, are very, very high. Obviously the tensions were very high between Jacob Zuma and the incumbent then, Thabo Mbeki, who was seeking a 3rd term. And there was a suggestion from the floor at plenary in 2007 that let's switch to electronic voting, let's move with the times. But delegates, vehemently opposed that, says, no, we want a paper trail. So I think 10 years later, they still want that paper trail. Things could go wrong. Vote buying could happen. Like we see in the branches, what's happening, vote manipulation, gatekeeping, those kind of things, brown envelopes being exchanged, and all this talk about certain delegates being booked in certain hotels, allegedly or reportedly, money exchanging hands at conference. Because remember, when those branch delegates go into that voting booth, it's just themselves and their conscience. But I think it's also delegates have reached a point. We got the sentiment when we were here in June this year for the policy conference. We were at plenary. The media was right in front, just in front of the stage. And I think the sentiment was, we are cut for. We are fed up of all the problems besetting the ANC. A symptom of this, we saw the court cases. Just on Friday, there were, 4 different provinces, regarding court cases. We had the Northern Cape, 4 branches in the Northern Cape. That has not been decided yet. Then we had decisions around KZN, 2 judgments there. And then Free State, and the other one, very, very important one for the Northwest, which actually reduced their numbers. I expected their numbers to be reduced by more, but I think it was around 92 or 96. That was the biggest region in Northwest, which is Abojanala.
All right, okay. We've still got you for a short while longer, and we're going to take a quick break first. But after that, I want to ask Ongama, when I was at school, I remember that when 2 boys fought, afterwards they could become the best of friends. I wonder if that's going to happen in this case. Stay with us for that answer.